Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Perkins, and I am here with the very handsome and talented Pete Vargas, and we are live at the Speaking Empire Speaking and Marketing Academy. And Pete, I know everyone wants to know this. I want to know this. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you do what you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. My name is Pete Vargas. I'm the founder of Speaker Payday and Platforms with a Purpose. And Speaker Payday was actually birthed 12 years ago.
Wow.
There was a speaker that came into my hometown. I had a very broken relationship with my father, a terrible relationship growing up. And the speaker inspired my dad to write me a 7-page letter asking for forgiveness.
Wow.
And telling me how much he loved me. And I pointed it all back to that speaker who had kind of catalyzed my dad to take some action. And right there in that moment, I knew I wanted to help take speakers to help make them platforms and really grow them because of the impact that they were having on the lives of so many people. So that day, Speaker Payday was birthed.
That is fabulous. What one strategy would you say is the most successful for you in that, building that platform for speakers?
Yes, over the last 12 years, we figured it out the hard way. We wanted to get people on stages where their customer avatar was sitting in the seats. And we figured out how to do that. It took a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of time. But this first person who had such an impact on my father and I's relationship, that was my first person that we took on. I solicited his cell phone number.
Wow.
I called him and I said, I want to get you on every stage in America. And he was trying to impact a certain niche. And so the number one strategy we have figured out over the years is how do you get people in front of their customer avatar, get them to get paid on that stage, but also allow them to be able to offer resources on the back end that impact them. And so over the last 10 years, we've perfected that, and we've booked over 22,000 stages and over $50 million in speaking engagements over the last 12 years.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. Well, I am glad you're here because you and I need to talk. Seriously, though, I really want to know, of all of the things in the last 2 days that they've gone over, what would you say is your biggest takeaway so far?
Oh, man. That's tough. I was sharing with our team multiple takeaways. I mean, Dustin and Dave provide so much content, phenomenal content. And today, I realized how much I was in my business. And when you come to something like this, it lets you get above your business. That's such a cliche. Everybody's like, quit being in your business and get above your business. Well, it's too cliche-ish. Well, when you come here, you actually see some strategies that allow you to kind of back up and take a look at your business. And there's 2 or 3 of those that I don't want to get into detail, but you need to be here if you want to learn those. But there are 2 or 3 of those that really have allowed me to say, wow, I can see where I'm going to take my business from here to here and be able to allow us to serve a lot more speakers because of the strategies that I've learned in here.
That is fabulous. Now, Pete, I know you have many strategies that you use to get those speakers on the stage and get the right avatar in the audience. I'd really appreciate it if you would share 1 or 2 huge tips and strategies that you guys have incorporated.
Yeah, that's great. I'd love to share that really briefly. So I mentioned the story of how a speaker impacted my dad's life. And the first thing that came in my mind back then was, how can he have more reach? Well, that's what speakers want to do, is they want to have more reach. And so as we designed our framework and created the process in which we've done that, our whole framework is around the word reach. And it literally is what we have done for these speakers revolves around those 5 letters. And if you can really capture that, it can catapult your speaking business. The R stands for revenues. You have to, without revenues, you cannot have more reach. People have a message to take to the world, but they try to do it with their own time and resources and don't generate the revenues that they need to, and therefore they get stuck, and the message that should be out there stops. And so we believe that you have to create revenues. First thing to do, what is the single revenue right now that you can go create in your speaking business? Is it more stages? Is it your coaching? I don't know what it is. You might have a lot of stages, but then what do you need to create on the back end? We also believe that revenues starts on the stage but doesn't end on the stage. A lot of people that we don't get them the $10,000 or $5,000 keynote. That's the beginning point. What do you have from revenue sake to be able to resource them after they leave? E is engagement. So now that you know your revenue source, who and how are you going to go engage? Who is your customer avatar? Don't go reach for butts in the seats. That's one of my biggest takeaways from here. People who just go to try to get any stage, that's butts in the seats. Go find hearts in the seats, and that's your customer avatar. So who are you going to engage them? Who are you going to engage, and how are you going to nurture them? The third thing that's so important is the assets. What is the team and tools and technology that's going to allow you to engage them, that lets you drive that revenue source? The C is communication, online and offline. How are you going to communicate through those assets to engage that audience, to drive that revenue source? And then finally, once you can go through this exercise, what is my revenue source? Who is my customer avatar? What are the team tools and technology that I need to reach them? How am I going to communicate to them? You then have everything on a piece of paper to build what we call as the H, and that's the hustle plans. These are the speaker plans that you need to do to go do all of that. That is how we booked $22,000 or 22,000 engagements and $50 million in speaking. And if they would just take that framework and literally do an audit in their business from that, it will catapult their business literally overnight.
Oh, that is awesome. So we've got reach, which is revenue. It is engagement. It is assets.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, you looked at me like I was wrong.
Absolutely.
Assets, communication,
Yeah.
and then the last one is
Their hustle plans.
The hustle plan.
And it's their plans that's relevant to their business, not what everybody else is doing, but what's relevant to their business. More reach takes more revenues. And if you incorporate that into your speaking business and just on one page will do that, you'll be blown away at what happens.
Fabulous. All of you speakers, you need to learn to reach.
Yes.
So fabulous. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now I know all speakers, no matter how many stages they've been on, want to be on more stages, and they definitely want their avatar in the seats.
Correct.
Because it doesn't matter if you have butts in seats, you want hearts in seats, which means you have to have your right avatar.
Yep.
And so because of that, we definitely need to contact you, but we need to know how to do that. So tell us all how we can contact you to get you to help us.
Yeah, you can contact me at Pete@SpeakerPayday.com or my assistant Cammie at SpeakerPayday.com, and I'd love to be able to help you and give and serve in any way that we can possible.
Okay, so it's Pete, P-E-T-E, at
SpeakerPayday.com.
SpeakerPayday.com. And Cammie, is it K-A-M-I?
Thank you, C-A-M-I.
See, that's why I
C-A-M-I,
asked.
thank you.
C-A-M-I at SpeakerPayday.com.
Yep.
SpeakerPayday.com, and either Pete or Cammie, and they can help you with your business. So definitely you want to call them. So
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for interviewing me.